This is ATL Day Ones, part of Locked On Sports Atlanta. And it starts now.
Welcome into ATL Day Ones with Jarvis and Tenitra. It is a thirsty Thursday, and woo, I don't know about y'all, but I'm so excited. But before we get into what we're going to talk about today, T, I got to say thank you to all our listeners. Thank you for making ATL Day Ones your first listen of the day. And remember, we are free and available wherever you download your podcast. And wherever you download your podcast, make sure you give us a 5-star review. The Atlanta Hawks got it done. Travis Schlenk is the man of the year. Woo, we're going to get into that. But before we do that, we got to talk about what the Braves got going on. They were setting records and breaking records last night. We'll get into that. And last but not least, our boy, Anthony Edwards, is straight up Atlanta. Yes, I meant to not pronounce that second T. But before we get into all that, T, we got to talk about the Braves last night. They were able to get the win 4-1 against the Philadelphia Phillies. There are now 3 games back, and we're still in the month of June of the New York Mets because they got swept by the Astros. Go Houston. I'm a Houston Astros fan. I appreciate y'all for rocking with us. But, T, the Atlanta Braves look like they got this thing rolling.
Yes, and I love that they're doing it in all sorts of ways with faces in spaces that we never thought would happen, right? So we're looking at Kyle Wright, and he just continues to evolve his game. He is now tied for second place for most wins in all of Major League Baseball with 9 of those wins. Gives up that 1 run, and then that is it. It is 7 innings of 1-run ball, striking out 4, only giving up a couple of walks, and just really looking so poised on the mound. So you get it from him, and then you get some good offense out there. You know, you got Matt Olson, Mr. Double-Double. Like, it's crazy. 31 doubles. He's out there, like you said, setting records and leading the league in doubles. And then for Michael Harris, from him getting to the plate and giving that second insurance run, we'll call it, last night, to him getting us that beautiful final defensive play to end that game and put the Braves in position to, like you said, start to really, really be on the heels of the Mets after what they've done, songing a couple of nights in a row to the Astros. Now it's just 3 games back. Now we can talk a little bit about what this thing really is, because I believe now that you have played now 3 quality teams in a row, and you are guaranteed at least a win of this series, if not a sweep tonight. You've gotten the quality wins that you needed, and you've done it in all the ways possible.
No doubt about it. And like you said, we've kind of seen this movie before when it comes to Kyle Wright, right? You know, we can start there. And just from getting guys on bases, guy just kind of lurking around on base, and then him trying to figure it out. And I would love for it not to the guys lurk around on base, but the fact that he's been able to figure it out and get out of those innings when he gets into trouble, that's the growth that we've talked about, or the growth that we've seen from Kyle Wright throughout this entire season. And it is just a beautiful thing to watch. And as far as Michael Harris goes, man, this dude, the youngest hitter in the Major League Baseball, by the way. Let's not forget that fact. The guy is, in the last 10 games, is batting .351, T, and just absolutely, he's a difference maker in the outfield. Like, even if he wasn't hitting like he is right now, and I think that's just add on, right? That's just the extra cheese on my Philly, right? My Philly cheesesteak, pun intended. You know, so I just think it's just a matter of him. He just seems so comfortable in that space. And I think this is – a lot of people try to make those comparisons to Christian Pache, and I'm just like, who is that? You know, like, who is that? I don't forgot who that guy is. Like, that guy is somewhere on the West Coast chilling and hanging out. But I think it's just a matter of him really being settled in and really starting to he's fine-tuned his swing a little bit. You can see his hands a little different in a different position, a little bit lower than before, and so he's already making adjustments.
Right.
The doggone amount, I guess my optimism is just, I can't even find the words. My optimism is so great for this guy because he's just been absolutely just killing it.
He has, and I would actually like to make what I find to be a better comparison, which is Austin Riley. So
Yes.
it doesn't have to be about the positional comparison of Pache being in the outfield and Harris being in the outfield. To me, his trajectory is more along the lines of Austin Riley, but you just made a great point. Took Austin Riley a little bit longer to kind of adjust his swing. He came out guns blazing, the league
Mm-hmm.
figured him out, and then he kind of trailed off. Then he got with Ron Washington and some others, adjusted the swing, and now we're seeing what we're seeing so far this season, and also what we saw at the end of last season. To me, what Michael Harris is doing is more closely aligned with that, because you said it. He's already making the adjustments at the plate that we never quite saw Pache able to do. And that to me is what's most important. And the other thing is, every now and again, we just like to throw out Brian Snicker on this show because he's able to now have these parts that he's able to comfortably move, so he can go and put Travis d'Arnaud in a DH position in this series. And he can put William Contreras in as a catcher and still get good pay dividends of him calling a good game as well as giving you something at the plate. So I also like when we are looking at today being the first day that Ronald Acuna Jr. is traveling with the team, still not playing yet, but traveling
Mm-hmm.
with the team. So we know that he's steadily creeping back. How nice is it for Snit to still have pieces in place where he's confident that he's still going to get what he needs at the plate. He's still going to get what he needs in the outfield. And this team can just keep chugging along as they now get set to hopefully sweep the Phillies and then be on their way to hopefully then get it done in Cincinnati.
No doubt about it. At 6:05, first pitch, Ian
Yes.
Anderson is on the mound. But
Yes.
coming up next, we will be talking about the Freddie Freeman saga. But before we get there, T, tell them about LinkedIn and what they got going on with the ATL Day Ones.
Yeah, a lot of people love what LinkedIn has done for them over the years. I know personally, I've used it for networking. That's helped me a lot, but also sneaky good at giving you opportunities to research companies, find out
Right.
more about individuals that you may be interviewing with. So it really is a great resource for individuals, but also a great resource for employers as well. So you can create a free job post in a matter of minutes on LinkedIn to reach a network and just go beyond your wildest dreams, because you're talking about 810 million people. This is the worldwide largest professional network that is out there online. So you can add the job and the purple hashtag hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile to spread the word that you are hiring. So your network can help you find the right people to hire. Simple tools like screening questions make it a little bit easier for you to drill down on your ideal candidates. And then it's why a lot of small businesses, especially with some really good rates that LinkedIn Jobs offers, it's why they're number one in delivering quality hires versus, say, some of their competitors out there. So LinkedIn Jobs can help you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. And did you know this? Every week, nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn, like I have, like Jarvis has as well. So just post your job for free at linkedin.com/locked on MLB. That's LinkedIn rather.com/locked on MLB to post your job for free. And since I fumbled there, I'm gonna give you guys that one more time. LinkedIn.com/locked on MLB to post your job for free. And of course, terms and conditions apply, but check it out. Great resource for employers as well as potential employees.
Speaking of employers, Freddie Freeman regretting being with the Dodgers right now. First, we find out that he fired his agent, which his name's now has come out, Casey Close.
Yes.
And we thinking everything's starting to settle down, but
Mhm.
then we have the poop starter himself, Doug Gottlieb, tweeted out Doug Gottlieb tweeted out that Casey Close never told Freddie Freeman about the Braves' final offer. That's why Freeman fired him. He said he found out about in Atlanta this weekend. So that's why you may explain why all the emotions were coming out. Gottlieb went on to say it isn't that rare to have happened in MLB, excuse me, but it happened. Close knew Freddie would have taken the ATL deal. Now, Close, obviously that tweet blew up, and then Close has released a statement. He said, Doug Gottlieb tweeted a wholly inaccurate characterization of my negotiations with the Atlanta Braves on behalf of Freddie Freeman. We are immediately evaluating all legal options to address the reckless publication of inaccurate information. T, I know that was a lot, but who do you tend to believe? Because I don't know if I want to put all my stock in Doug Gottlieb, but
Yeah.
I would assume that he values his reputation, so he wouldn't put
Yeah.
something out there that he didn't at least have some close knowledge of.
Yeah. To me, this seems like it could be a where there's smoke, there's fire situation,
Right.
and the truth lies somewhere between what the agent is saying, what Gottlieb is saying. The truth is somewhere in the middle. But
Mm-hmm.
I do believe there's something about this that still could lean a little bit in Doug Gottlieb's direction. And what I say is this: when you've been with an organization for years, like Freddie Freeman has been with XL Sports Management, and maybe even that particular agent, Casey Close, for years, you tend to trust that person, right? And
Right.
sometimes trust them too much. How many of us have had an accountant, an attorney, an agent, etc., who has done good
Tax
work for us?
attorney.
Exactly. Who's done good work for us in the past. And so we say, okay, you got this. I'm sure you all is well, right? And we
Right.
know that we should go back and double check something or triple check it that one final time, and we just don't. And it's bitten us all in the butt. It's just for Freddie Freeman, maybe the bite in his butt is a little bit bigger than it has been in ours, not just financially, because he still got the 6 years that he wanted and still got a good deal, but maybe in terms of where he really wanted to be. And I think about this as well, like, I don't believe this story is finished, because you got reports that Trey Turner is unhappy with the Dodgers. And so maybe this is not the place for Freddie Freeman. And maybe some wheels will start to turn a little bit sooner to get him out of there. Not saying mid-season or anything like that, but who knows? Next year, maybe the season after that. You just never know. I just think that this story is going to prove to have way more layers than maybe we first thought it had. And honestly, I thought it had legs and layers already, but now I really am convinced, like, yeah, there might be a bit more to this story than we previously thought.
You know what? And like you said, I'm with you, because basically it's confirming all of the layers that we thought were tied to this story, you know,
Yeah.
and they're just starting to come out. And
Mhm.
you know, and I don't think Clayton Kershaw, his comments that he made over the weekend about Freddie Freeman, hey, we're not chopped liver either. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a lot going on out there in La La Land. I'm glad it's all going on out there, because the Braves, like we said,
Keep
they were
on
first
rolling.
pitch tonight, 6:05. They're 3 games behind the NL East. Y'all handle that out there, and the city of Atlanta gonna watch the Braves catch these New York Mets, because we already know the Mets are going to Met. But coming up next though, T, the Hawks got that dude. This is the guy that I said that if the Hawks get him, they might be cooking with some grease. We're going to talk about why next on ATL Day Ones with Jarvis and Tenitra, part of Locked On Sports Atlanta. That's an inside joke there.